Good. So, we start with the Act 2, Scene 1. Line number 145. So, we were watching how Iago expresses, reveals his idea, his concept, and his prejudices against women. Sometimes we get a feeling that Iago is a misogynist, a person who hates women, a woman hater, because he doesn't have a positive opinion, a good opinion, a good judgment, a balanced assessment of women. He speaks, he despises women. Well, look at what he says. Look at the comment that Desdemona makes when she hears his ideas about women. Oh, heavy ignorance, Desdemona says. Thou praisest the worst, the best. This is what she says. You don't know anything. You are a stupid fellow. You give your best praise to the worst woman. But what praise couldst thou bestow on a deserving woman indeed? She asks, how would you praise a truly good woman? One that in the authority of her merit, someone who had no reason to worry about what anyone said about her. Well, if a person is very, equanimous, very rational, very balanced, one that in the authority of her merit did justly put on vouch of very malice itself. One who doesn't worry about what anyone said about her. If somebody says something about a person, well, that person doesn't care. ഈ സാധാരണ ഒരു ഉദാഹരണം പറയുകയാണെങ്കിൽ അർത്ഥനിമീലിക ന്യായം എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞൊരു ന്യായമുണ്ട് സംസ്കൃതത്തിൽ. അതായത് ആന വഴിയെ നടന്നു പോകുമ്പോൾ ഈ കൊച്ചുകുട്ടികൾ ചെറിയ കുഞ്ഞു കല്ലെടുത്ത് ഈ ആനയുടെ മേത്ത് കയറി ആന വെറുതെ നോക്കിയിട്ടങ്ങ് തിരിഞ്ഞു പോകും, അതെൻ്റെ വഴിക്ക് പോകും. See, such an attitude, whatever somebody says about a person, whatever comments, whatever remarks a person makes, well, if the woman doesn't care about it, well, they're truly, a good person. Now, what would you say? She asks, Desdemona asks. Then Iago says in reply, she that was ever fair and never proud, a woman that was ever fair, a beautiful woman, A beautiful woman, but never proud. Fair, but proud. Had tongue at will, yet was never loud. She would speak well, but knew when to be quiet. She doesn't know when to stop. If she starts speaking, she knows at what time to stop, where to stop. Never lacked gold. Well, she dressed well dressed, but never overdressed. Never lacked gold, yet never went gay. Never overdressed. Flee to run away. Fled from her wish, yet said, what? Now I may. With a lot of self-restraint. A person who has control over herself, that being angered, but never revenge. Well, she might get angry if somebody might try to provoke her, but she never gets angry, never takes revenge. Just if somebody hurts her, she just doesn't care, ignores it, who overlooks it when people hurt her. Bade her, bade, say, wrong stay and her displeasure fly, that she that in wisdom never was so frail, to change the coat's head for the salmon's tail. She was never stupid. Never stupid. She was too wise to be stupid. She that could think and never disclose her mind. Well, one who could think without revealing her thoughts. You can think and you don't give expression to all your thoughts. You hide your, thoughts. You don't reveal it. And see suitors following. Well, if people try to flirt on her, flirting men, boys, young men who go after, beautiful young girls, flirting young boys and young men. Well, she just doesn't care. She refrains from flirting men who are in love with her. And that kind of woman, she says, she was a white. That woman is a woman. But ever such white, where? If ever such a person existed, he means to say, such a woman never exists. Now, white were to do what? Desdemona asks. To suckle fools and chronicle small beer. Well, would raise babies. If such, look at the comment, the final comment that he makes. Well, if there is such a woman, she would suckle, give milk, give breast milk, suckle fools, and chronicle small beer, clip coupons, would raise babies. Oh, pathetic. Oh, most lame and important conclusion. You said a lot of things about a woman, and then finally, you spoiled everything. Oh, stupid, pathetic. Then, Desdemona advises Emilia to not to listen to him. He's a stupid fellow. Iago is your husband, Emilia. He is stupid. Do not learn of him, Emilia, though he be thy husband. Even though he is your husband, do not give ear to him. Don't listen to him. How say you, Cassio? Is he not a most profane and liberal counselor? What do you think about Iago, Cassio? Isn't he a horrible fellow? Isn't he a stupid fellow? Oh, very, very horrible. Very, very pathetic. Well, then Cassio says, he speaks home, madam. He speaks bluntly. He's a blunt fellow. He's just like that. Whatever comes to his mind, he speaks out. You may relish him more in the soldier than in the scholar. Well, he is more of a soldier. As a soldier, he is good, but not as a wise man. Don't listen to his words of wisdom. He is not a good speaker, not a good talker. He is not a good conversationist. He is not a wise man. As a soldier, as a fighter, he is good, but not a good conversationist, not a good, scholar. Then Iago aside, അവൻ സ്വയം പറയുക തന്നെ, aside to himself, he takes her by the palm. ദാ നോക്കിക്കേ, അവൻ അവളുടെ കയ്യിൽ കയറി പിടിക്കുന്നു. കണ്ടോ, കരങ്ങളിൽ പിടിക്കുന്നു. കാഷ്യോ ആരുടെ? ഡെസ്ഡെമോണയുടെ. He takes her by the palm. Look at that. Hello. Hi, well said. Correct. Right. What you said is right. Again, aside. Whisper. With a little web as this, will I ensnare as great a fly as Cassio. Hey, smile upon her too. I will give thee in thine own courtship. Oh, don't worry, Cassio. With this little cobweb, with this little web, ഈ ചെറിയ വല കൊണ്ട് ഈ വലിയ ഒരു ഫ്ലൈ ഈച്ച നിന്നെ ഞാൻ അകത്താക്കുമിടാ, കാഷ്യോ. He says it as an aside. He speaks to himself. Don't worry. Well, I will do it. I will do it. Then, you said true, Iago. You said true. It is so indeed. Aside, again aside. Look, he speaks out and then aside. Speaks out, then aside. Because these two people are together. He is bent on spoiling Cassio, and also he is bent on spoiling the relationship between Othello and Desdemona, and he is trying to make use of Cassio. Well, you say true. Aloud, you say true. It is again aside. Again he says to speak himself. He speaks to himself aside. If such tricks aside, if such tricks as these strip you out of your lieutenancy, with this little trick that I am going to play on you, if I can strip you of your lieutenancy, because he has been recently promoted as a lieutenant, if I can strip you, if I can take away that post of lieutenant from you, if I can get you dismissed from that post, it had been better you had not kissed your 3 fingers so oft. Well, if you wanted to save your post, you should not have kissed her, because Cassio kissed Emilia. Now he is taking the hand of Desdemona, and he is whispering something to her, which now again you are most apt to play the sir in. Very good. Well kissed. An excellent courtesy. Good. Kollavada ninda chumbanamaka kolla. Good. Now aloud. It's so indeed. Yes, that's right. Yet again your fingers to your lips. Wish. Well, you are kissing your own hand, one finger at a time. Would means I wish. I wish they were clister pipes for your sake. I wish these fingers, the kisses that you made, the fingers were just, enema tubes for, doing enema for, patients. Clister pipes, enema pipes. Well, then a trumpet is heard. The sound of trumpet is heard within. Then people speak aloud. Oh, the Moor has come. The general has come. Othello has come. I know his trumpet. I know by the sound of the trumpet, it is, the sound of the trumpet to welcome the general, a very important person, a VIP. I know his trumpet. Yes, it is the Moor. It's truly so. Then yes, it is. Then Desdemona, let us meet him and receive him. Then Cassio, oh, look, here he comes. Lo, where he comes. Enter Othello. Now, Othello, my fair warrior. He's addressing Desdemona. Oh, my fair warrior, beautiful warrior. Then Desdemona, oh, my darling Othello, my dear Othello. Then Othello says, because just their marriage is over. Immediately after the marriage, they ran away. They ran away from Brabantio and others. They got married. Suddenly, Othello was summoned to the court, to the Senate, because of the news of the war, the attack on Cyprus. So suddenly, that matter was, the marriage affair was settled in the Senate, and then he was appointed. So immediately he boarded the ship and started, sailing towards Cyprus. So this is the first meeting after the marriage. So, oh, my darling Othello, my dear Othello. Then Othello, it gives me wonder. I am amazed. It gives me wonder great as my content to see you here before me. Do you know that I have got you here? I'm amazed that you are standing in front of me. Oh, my soul's joy. I'm overjoyed. Oh, soul's my joy. If after every tempest such comes such calms, if after a terrible storm, if after a violent storm, there is such a calm, well, after a lot of confusion, after a lot of struggle and trouble, well, a moment like this comes because the newly married wife stands in front of him in a foreign land. Well, it is really a great feeling. If after every tempest, after a storm, comes such calms, may the winds, അങ്ങനെയെങ്കിൽ കൊടുങ്കാറ്റിന് ശേഷം ഇത്രയും സുന്ദരമായൊരു മുഹൂർത്തം ഉണ്ടാവുകയാണെങ്കിൽ കൊടുങ്കാറ്റ് അടിച്ചോണ്ടേ ഇരിക്കട്ടെ എന്നാണ് പറയുന്നത്. If after every tempest comes such calms, may the winds blow. May the winds blow. Let the winds blow, go on blowing until it awake the dead. Let the laboring bark climb hills of seas, Olympus high. No problem, I don't worry. Even if on the sea, if there's a terrible storm, there are mountains, Olympus high. That is waves as high as mountain Himalaya, Olympus. And the duck again, come down again. Huge billows, huge waves, and then come down, duck again, as low as hells from heaven. So huge waves when you travel by a ship. If there are violent storms, well, there will be huge waves. He's talking about that. I don't worry about these things because if after the storm, after the terrible experience, if such a moment like this, that is my newly married wife stands in front of me, well, it is a great moment. I don't worry about the storms. If it were now to die, oh, because this is the most beautiful moment in my life. If I were to die now, I wish I could die now. ഇപ്പം മരിക്കാൻ കഴിഞ്ഞിരുന്നെങ്കിൽ, because this is the most beautiful moment in my life. I am never going to get such a moment again in my life. See, this is ironic. He says this is dramatic irony because what he says is right. Because from now on, things are going to become worse because of the villainy, the devilish villainy, the tricks played by the villain Iago. Because what he says is correct. This is the most beautiful moment in my life. And he says, what he says is right. He doesn't know that this is going to be the most beautiful moment in his life. He is not going to get any such moment afterwards in his life. And hell's from heaven, if it were to die, if it were now to die, well, it were now to be most happy. For I fear, what fear? My soul hath content so absolute. Well, I am completely content. Happiness, so absolute, complete happiness. Well, if I died right now, I would be the happiest person in the world. Because that not another comfort. I may not get another moment in my life like this. That another comfort like to this succeeds in unknown fate. I don't know if I am going to get another moment like this in my life again. Then Desdemona, oh, heaven forbid. Ayyo angana parayalle. Don't say like this. God willing, we will live happily. We will have more and more moments like this, happy moments like this in our life. Don't say like this. Heavens forbid that our loves and comforts should increase. Our love and comfort will go on increasing. Even as our days, we will have a happy married life. Don't worry about it. Othello, amen. Amen to that. Sweet powers. I cannot speak enough of this content. It stops me here, and it is too much of joy. He says, amen. I can't talk about my happiness anymore because it is, too much. I am overjoyed. I'm extremely happy, ecstatic, in a sort of ecstasy, rapturous joy. I hope these kisses, because he's going to kiss, a kiss of love, a kiss of courtesy, to a kiss of greeting. I hope these kisses I'm about to give you are the closest we ever come to fighting. Well, so he kisses her, that ever our hearts shall make. Iago, aside to himself, when they kiss, when Othello and Desdemona kiss, he says, oh, you are well tuned now. He says to himself, aside, you are well tuned. Very, very beautiful, in full harmony. Good. Don't worry. I'll spoil it. I'll spoil it. I'll set down the pegs that make this music. Oh, beautiful moment. Very harmonious. Beautiful. I'll spoil this. I'll ruin this, as honest as I am. You feel that I am honest? I'll spoil your life. Othello, come. Let's go to the castle. Let's go to the house, the apartment, the castle. Now, friends, our wars are done. The war is over. There is no war. Why there is no war? Because the Turks, the Turkish warships have been destroyed in the storm, in the tempest, in the terrible storm that blew, that occurred in the sea. So there is no war. The Turks are drowned and the wars are done. How does my old acquaintance of this isle, or how are you? He's addressing Montano, the governor of the island. Oh, honey, Montano, you shall be well desired in Cyprus. Well, they will love you here in Cyprus. People here, the people of Cyprus, they love you, don't they? Well, I have found great love amongst them. These Cypriots, people of Cyprus, they have loved me a lot. Oh, my sweet, I prattle out of fashion. Oh, my dear, I'm blabbing. I'm just, blabbing. And on, I'm going on talking and talking. Why? Because I am so happy. I have found great love amongst them. Oh, sweet, I prattle out of fashion. Well, I talk a lot, don't I? I dote in my own comfort because I am so happy. I prithee, I pray you, good Iago, please go to the bay, go to the seashore, go to the ship. My belongings are there, my things are there in the ship. So please bring them down, disembark, take the things out of the ship, disembark my coffers, my belongings, my things, my trunks from the ship, and also bring the ship's captain, bring the master of the ship, the captain of the ship, bring him also to the citadel, to the castle. Well, he's a nice fellow. He is the captain of the ship. He's a good fellow. And his worthiness does challenge much respect. Well, he's a very, very nice man. Come, Desdemona, once more, well met. I'm so happy to see you here in Cyprus. Once more, well met. Very, very happy to see you here in Cyprus. Exeunt, disappear, go out. Who? Othello and Desdemona, they go out. And attendants. Who are left? Well, Iago and Rodrigo. To an attendant going out, Iago says this to an attendant who is going out, who is accompanying Othello and Desdemona. Do thou meet me presently at the harbor. Come and meet me. Go with me. Let us go together. Let us go to the harbor. Meet me down at the harbor. Come here. Come hither. If thou beest valiant. To Rodrigo. Vada. Come on. Come here. They say, if thou beest valiant, if you are very brave, courageous, as they say, people say, there's a saying, what? That men in love, base men being in love, had then a nobility in their nature, more than its native to them. If a person is in love, a person in love becomes an unusually brave man and an unusually courageous man. A person in love gets a lot of courage because they might take any risk. This is what they say. So you are in love. You are a man in love. So you must be very valiant. You must be very brave and courageous. You should be unusually courageous. Yeah, listen to me. The lieutenant tonight. The lieutenant. You know lieutenant? Cashew. The lieutenant tonight watches on the court of guard. Well, he'll be doing the guard duty. Because all the soldiers are here, he will be doing the guard duty. He will be on guard. Lieutenant, Cashew. So first, I must tell you, but first, I have to tell you that Desdemona is completely in love with him. See, look at what he says. The lieutenant, Cashew, Desdemona is in love with him. Then Rodrigo says, hey, with him? It's not possible. No, never. It is impossible. Then Iago says, what? Lay thy finger thus, and let thy soul be instructed. See, don't talk like that. Let your soul be instructed. Listen to me. Listen to what I tell you. Be quiet. Just be quiet. Listen to what I say. I am going to tell you the truth. Listen very, very carefully. Let thy soul be instructed. And mark me with what violence she first loved the Moor. But for bragging and telling her fantastical lies. And she will love him still for prating. You know why Desdemona loved the Moor? Because he bragged. He talked about himself. He boasted about himself and he told her fabricated stories. He told her cooked up lies. You know, he was narrating a lot of stories about himself to Brabantio and Desdemona. Those stories were all, cooked up stories, fabricated stories. They were lies. They were not true stories. And will she love him still for prating? Do you think Desdemona will go on loving him for this foolish talk? Let not thy discreet heart think. No, don't think like that. It is impossible that Desdemona will go on loving the Moor, Othello, for his stupid, foolish talk. No, she needs someone nice, somebody who is nice looking. He is a dark, devilish creature, a sooty bosom. As he said, as Brabantio said, she will need a change. She will be looking for a nice looking fellow. Well, her eye must be fed. She needs, her eyes need something to be fed, a feast for her eyes, something nice to look on. And what delight shall she have to look on this devil? What delight is she going to get from this devil? When the blood is made dull with the act of sport, there should be, when the blood, gets dull and bored, it needs something. It needs some sport. There should be, again, to inflame it. It needs fuel. It should be refueled. To inflame it and give satiety, a fresh appetite. When you are tired with someone, you need somebody else for a fresh appetite. Loveliness in favor. Loveliness in favor. Sympathy in ears, manners, and beauties. Something that is, commensurable. Something that is compatible. Something that is appropriate. A person who suits her. A person who's in color, in manners, in beauty, in years. Somebody who is of her age, of her color, of her civilization, of her education. Something that is, compatible. Something that is matching, a close match. Well, for want of those required conveniences, her delicate tenderness will find itself abused and begin to have the gorge, disrelish and abhor the Moor. She will detest the Moor. She will start hating the Moor, and she will start looking for somebody who is more compatible, somebody who is more commensurable. Very nature will instruct her in it and compel her to some second choice. She will be looking for a better man. Now, sir, this granted, as it is most pregnant and unforced position, who stands eminent in the degree of this fortune? As Cassio does. Well, who will be her next choice? That will be Cassio, naturally. So if it is not Othello, after of Othello, when she feels fed up with Othello, she will be looking for a second choice. Naturally, the second choice will fall on Cassio, isn't it? A knave, an idiot, a stupid fellow, a vulgar fellow, an idiot, knave, very voluble, no further conscionable than in putting on mere form of civil and humane setting. He is just a pretender. He just gives the guise, the appearance of a decent gentleman, a pretender. Well, putting on the form of civil and humane seeming for the better compassing of this salt and the hidden loose affection. Why? Why none? A slipper and a subtle knave. He's a knave. a finder of occasions. He's an opportunist, a finder of occasions. Well, an opportunist, a finder of occasion, that has an eye can stamp and counterfeit advantage. He can turn the situations to his advantage. Though true advantage never present itself, he is a devilish knave. Well, he is a devilish knave. Besides, look, there is another thing. He's handsome. He's a fair man. Beautiful to look at, handsome to look at, that the girls would love him. Very young, and hath all the requisites in him. All the qualities that a woman looks for, she has. He has. Cashew has. All the requisites in him that folly and green minds look after. Foolish minds, foolish girls look for such qualities. He has all the qualities. He is a very, very lovable man as far as girls are concerned. But a pestilent and complete, he's a very, very bad boy. And the woman hath found him already. Well, Desdemona has already got an eye on him. Rodrigo says, I cannot believe that. I cannot believe that in her, because she is full of most blessed condition. Then he says, blessed condition? This is stupid. Blessed fig's end. No, like hell. I can't know. Like hell she is. Blessed fig's end. The wine she drinks is made of grapes. Well, she is made of the same flesh and blood as everyone else. She is not different. She is not a divine being. Blessed fig's end. The wine she drinks is made of grapes. If she had been blessed, she would never have left the moor. She is an ordinary fellow, like any other woman. If she were a better person, a person better than other women, other girls, if she were wiser, she would never have loved. She would never have married the moor. Blessed pudding, oh my God. Didst thou see her paddle with the palm of his hand? Didn't you see her? Just grabbing and caressing the hands of Cashew? Didn't you see that? She is a dirty creature. Didst not mark that? Didn't you see that? She was holding the hand of Cashew, and she was caressing and just touching and just caressing it. Rodrigo, yes, that I did. I saw that. But it was just a courtesy. Nothing else. Right. Okay. Is it okay? Very comfortable? Okay. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow.